What now?
Oh? What would you like me to wear? I really hope you know what you're doing. Right behind you.
Oh? What is it? Wow. You really gotta hand it to the Divines. Nirn truly is beautiful. Miles better than Cold Harbor, that's for sure.
What is it now, you sweet talker?
A little coin always greases the wheel. Yes, it would seem so.
You expect me to believe that? Indeed. Yes?
Yep.
It can't be helped.
A little coin always
Indeed,
greases
it would
the
seem so.
wheels.
How can I argue with that?
You expect me to believe that?
I trust your journey was successful? I'm sorry, my friend. I can no longer be of use in this matter. It's my fault. In my haste to read the first scroll, I neglected the careful preparation required. I thought I'd be able to allay the after effects, but I was wrong.
You expect
Now
me to
I am
believe
paying
that?
for it.
How can I argue with that?
Blind? Yes, I'm afraid so. No, it will have to run its course.
Can I argue with that?
And there's always the chance I may never recover.
No, I don't think so.
No, there is another way. The question is, how much are you willing to risk to find Oriel's bow? I can't guarantee you'd be free from harm. Becoming blind could be the least of your worries. Scattered across Tamriel are secluded locations known only as Ancestor Glades. There's one in Skyrim in the Pine Forest. Performing the ritual of the Ancestor Moth within the Glade should provide the answers you seek. It involves carefully removing the bark from a canticle tree, which will in turn attract Ancestor Moths to you. Once enough of the moths are following, they'll provide you with the second sight needed to decipher the scrolls. In keeping with tradition, you must use a specific tool in the Ancestor Glade, an implement known as a draw knife. Every moth priest is taught this ritual, but few ever get the chance to perform it. You should consider yourself fortunate if it works for you.
It would seem so. I don't think so.
From what I saw in the vision, the Elder Scroll which foreshadows the defiance of the gods with the blood of mortals is the key to the prophecy. Well, as I'm sure you figured out by now, it's no mere coincidence that we're named Moth Priests. The voice of the Ancestor Moth has always been an integral part of reading the Elder Scrolls.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, the moths don't literally read the scrolls, but they maintain a connection to ancient magic that allows the moth priests to decipher them. If you listen closely when you find the Glade, you should be able to hear their song, a soft, harmonious trilling. It's through this ancestral chorus that the moths tap into a form of primal augur and become a conduit for deciphering the scrolls. By having the ancestor moths close to the moth priest, they can utilize the conduit and share the moth's augury. Only the most resilient of priests can do it this way. It takes years of practice to interpret the harmony.
It would seem so.
You've come this far, and you've found several Elder Scrolls. Whether you believe it or not, the scrolls have a mind of their own. If they did not want you to find them, they would not allow it. Because of this, I strongly believe you were meant to hear the ancestral chorus. Only one way to find out.
Not my problem.
How can I argue with that?
Sadly, yes. It is the inevitable fate we agree to pursue when reading the Elder Scrolls. It generally does not occur until a moth priest is in his latter years. But in my case, I simply was not preparing myself properly. Deciphering one of the Elder Scrolls is nothing like reading a simple book. There is quite a bit of ritual and concentration required. It can take months or even years to complete a single scroll, and even then, months to recover.
You expect me to believe that?
It is our sacred duty to study the Elder Scrolls. We read these ancient scrolls of prophecy in order to divine the future, and we use that knowledge to aid the Emperor. Sometimes, we venture out into the world in search of more scrolls for our library at the White Gold Tower. That is the very purpose that first brought me to Skyrim. It is the great spire at the heart of the Imperial City, among the tallest towers in all of Tamriel. The lower floors are home to the Imperial Council, and the Order of Moth Priests occupies the middle floors. The tower suffered damage in the recent war with the Aldmeri Dominion, and is not what it once was. I hope one day to see it restored to its former glory.
Indeed.
It would seem so.
A little coin.
Not as much as I would like. Even after spending decades of my life in study of the Elder Scrolls, they remain a great mystery to me. It's true for most of my brothers in the Order as well. We don't really know where the scrolls came from or who wrote them. What we do know is that some are born with the special gift to read the Elder Scrolls. These chosen few can divine events of the past and future within the scrolls, though in time it drives us to blindness. I'm afraid there's not much more to tell. Even today, the Elder Scrolls remain a great enigma.
Nah, I don't think so.
Good luck. I hope you find the answers you seek.
You expect me to believe that?
How can I argue with that?
How can I argue with that? It can't be helped. No, I don't think so.
You expect me to believe that?
Indeed.
So, what's on your mind?
Argue with that.
Yes? Nah, I don't think so. Greases the wheels.
Yes.
It would seem so.
I was just thinking, how would I describe you to someone who's never met you?
You expect me to believe that?
Fearless? Clever? Dashing? No. I think it's your kindness that really sets you apart, actually. You always try to help people, and it's uncanny how you can always tell when someone needs your aid, too.
Indeed.
I never did get how.
How can I argue with that?
A little coin always greases the wheels.
Nah, I don't think
You
so.
expect me to believe that?
Yes? No, I don't think
How
so.
can I argue with that?
How can I argue with that?
Huh?
What can I do for you? Seems that I'm the only one of my kind here. Suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Still, it's my duty to help protect Skyrim as much as any Nords, don't you think? Serana's the only one trying to do something about these vampires. I don't much like him, but I can't allow the people of Skyrim to be preyed upon by those monsters. I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so.
It would seem so.
How can I argue with that?
How can I argue with that?
Huh?
No, I don't think so.
It can't be helped.
Indeed. Not my
How can
problem.
I argue
You
with that?
expect me to believe that?
It would seem so. How can I argue with that? A little coin always greases the wheels.
Yes.
Nah, I don't think so.
How can I argue with that?
Feels good. Kind of soothing, actually. I hope we reach the ancestor Glade soon.
Not my problem. It can't be helped.
How can I argue with that?
A little
How can I argue with that?
Indeed.
How can I argue with that?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so.
So, what's on your mind?
It would seem so.
Not my problem.
How can I argue with that?
What do you have for me?
Perhaps something worthy for my royal arsenal.
Let's get going.
How can I argue with that?
Yeah. Yes.
You don't see many people crafting with that these days. Impressive.
How can I argue with that?
Yes.
I'm glad you're here. This better not... Ugh.
Can't be helped.
Just do whatever you have to do. Ready when you are.
Huh?
Not my problem.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yes.
Yes.
A little coin always greases them. How can I argue with that? Nah, I don't think so.
Can't be helped.
You expect me to believe that?
Nah, I don't think so.
It would seem so. How can I argue with that? How can I argue with that?
Right behind you.
Not my problem. Yes.
All right.
You expect me to believe that?
A little coin always greases the wheels.
I don't think so.
It can't be helped.
It would seem so.
Yeah, actually. This might seem a bit heavy, but hear me out. What's your outlook on life? What gets you up every morning?
How can I argue with that?
Nah, I don't think so.
Yep.
A little coin always greases the wheels.
That's great to hear. It gives me comfort that there are people like you out there, trying to do what you do. I'll be glad to help, if that's all right.
You expect me to believe that?
It can't be helped.
So, what's on your mind?
I don't think so.
How can I argue with that?
How can I argue with that?
Wow. Just sensing your magical reserves. You truly are incredible.
How can I argue with that?
Yeah. Nah, I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so.
Not my problem.
Yeah. It would seem so.
Feels good. Kind of soothing, actually.
This won't end well for you think you stand a chance? What did you draw? You're pathetic!
Stay away from him!
You think you stand a chance? going to enjoy killing you. Like this.
Victory!
Going to enjoy killing you.
You won't leave Skyrim alive!
Time to end it. Mercy!
Nice clothes. Doesn't it feel better to be able to move freely and casually? Feels good. Kind of soothing, actually. I've noticed that your destruction magic is very powerful, I must say. Impressive.
Right behind you. I'm right behind you.
So what's next for our adventures? Nice outfit. At least you'll keep up.
Here we are.
Not very impressive, is it? If this ends up being a wasted trip, your friend Dexion and I are going to have some words when we get back.
So, this is the place. Me too.
Just you and me against the world now. Not that I'm complaining. Wow. Look at this place.
Sorry.
This must be the place. I'm glad you're here. I may be out of the loop on the whole romance thing, but that pickup line is just bad. Abysmally bad. Good, I'm glad that's sorted. Kind of got worried for you a bit there. Anyway, I'm glad you're here with me. It really is picturesque, and I couldn't have gone this far without you. You know, this is going to sound odd. I mean, with everything that's going on. The prophecy, the scrolls, the certain death looming over us all the time. But This place is so beautiful. It's kind of like I used to imagine, you know. Make love to the one person in my life in the most beautiful grove in all of Tamriel. My, maiden dreams. They're just some silly fantasies I had back when before, well, what I got was the exact opposite of everything I had imagined. I guess it's ironic, now that, thanks to my father, I'm here. With you. Do you think I'm beautiful? Alluring even. Ravishing? Do you want me? Why don't we make Debella blush? Right here, right now, like there's no tomorrow. Then, what are we waiting for? Wow. I feel so liberated, strong, and I feel lighter, free. Finally, just free. Should have done this ages ago. This is nothing like... And you're good at this, huh? My ravishing partner. Oh, I feel so good, you have no idea. We should do this again, soon. You know, I'm not exactly the marrying type or anything like that. Temples don't really agree with me, and the concept of long-term commitment for a vampire. I mean, it's one thing for Nords to be promising eternal companionship, you know, with how short mortal lives are. But us vampires? Well, that'd be an awfully generous promise, wouldn't it? Are you listening? And then, what kind of wife would I have made anyway? Homemaker? Keeper of the hearth? Children would probably be scared of me, and rightfully so. And what would I cook for you? I mean, for my spouse? Poisonous stews, blood pies, right? You'd imagine? You really like me then? I didn't realize. Oh, it must have been why you were so wonderful just now. I'm sorry I lunged at you like that. Well, I'm not sorry. It was amazing. But you... Well, what I'm trying to say is, I like you too. I'm just in such an addled state right now. I don't know how I would really feel once this rush wears off. I don't want to make a heap of hasty promises and then, you know, betray your expectations. Great! That's exactly what we'll do. I'm glad we're in agreement here. Oh, and thank you for everything. If you won't mind, I'd like us to relax here for a bit. Old stone walls towering over the sea, but a candlelight high up shining brightly. All alone, sitting in the bay window, tear-stained eyes, and the waves crash below. Old stone walls, deep down in the dark, long lost hope, and secrets sealing my heart. But then you were there, reaching out your hand, and for just a moment I was brought to life again. Old stone walls, I've seen so many now, tales and stories, and the joy of being dragged around. Your smile so bright, I could go blind, but that's okay if you stay by my side. Cold dripping leather, the smell of rain, you fast asleep as I study your face. Old stone wall, they don't hold me anymore. I'm happy where I am, in the grip of your arms. I think we're good now. Let's move. You're a great alchemist. You know that, right? And that's coming from me, so it means something. So, what do you want to talk about? It's not like anything else in Skyrim, I can tell you that much. From now or before. There's probably groves like this all over Tamriel. Most people just don't even know what to look for.
Let's keep looking around.
Well, we got the knife. Now all we need to do is track down one of those canticle trees. What's the plan? Well, if I were a betting woman, I'd say it's a scraper of some sort. Mother had something similar back home when she was tending the courtyard gardens to scrape moss and fungus off the trees. That one's far nicer, though. Almost ceremonial. Nothing else, then? Hope the moths like that bark as much as Dexion said they would. Yes?
I'm ready if you are. Sorry. Oh.
Look at them. They've definitely taken a liking to you. And unless I'm seeing things, you're starting to glimmer.
think that might have been what we were waiting for. Let's head back up there and see if we can read the scrolls. Are you okay? Almost thought I lost you there. You went as white as the snow. I never trusted those damn scrolls. Who knows what those things could have done to you? Just look at Dexion. What about Ariel's bow? Do you know where we can find it? Then, it's almost over. We can finally put an end to this ridiculous prophecy. Where is this Darkfall cave? Then let's get going. I want to get there before my father has a chance to track us down. Be a good guide for this old relic. Weapons up. I sense something. I knew it. My hunch was right.
This won't end well for you.
I'll show you.
What have you got?
Die!
Let's see how you like it. Oh, I can do it. No, you'll dead. Let's see how you like this. Fighting a daughter of old harder. Well, you've
Never should have come.
I'll show you.
a sorceress, and a damn good one too.
Lead on.
Feels good. Kind of soothing, actually.
What is it now, you sweet talker?
Oh? What is it? I'm glad you're here. Oh, I was just thinking. You really stand out, you know that? A little bit like a Nernroot, really. Very annoying at times. But also quite rare. And precious. And like the Nernroot, people tend to underestimate you. A measly 10 septums. But not me. I can spot a treasure when I see one. So, where are we off to now? Not much. If you read any history, it shows up from time to time, but it's a hard thing to track. As far as I know, though, it's never been held by a vampire. That would be a new one. Ariel is one of the elven gods. He's with the rest of them in Aetherius. The way I've heard it, the sun represents the connection from our world to theirs. Supposedly, the bow draws its energy from the sun itself, which is why it shows up in that prophecy. That part, I don't know. Once we have it, hopefully, it'll be obvious. Do you need something? What do you mean? Well, I guess it's because I never felt that kind of thing was for me. I was always expected to act a certain way, and was never really asked if that was what I truly wanted. I always knew I was meant for more, not like one of those girls who felt pretty and stood inside their castles all day. And then things started getting icy between my parents. That basically hit the nail on the head for me, at least for how I wanted to live. I saw neither of them as role models after that.